Thank you, Dallas. Ain't just Sari. We about to be legend. Who wants to be legendary today? Come on now, right? Who wants to at some point in your life be legendary, right? Like at some point you wake up and you're like, what in the world just happened to my life, right? Like that's what I want to create. And I know that's what you want to create too. One of the biggest things people struggle with is what? Like personally, across the planet. Think about this for a second. One of the biggest things people struggle with across the planet. That's exactly right. Say it louder.
Believe in yourself.
That's right. Give her a hand. I love that. What's your name, by the way? Jackie. Jacqueline? I love it. I love it. Belief in yourself. That's totally right. Right? Which is why the next 30 minutes I'm going to be talking specifically about self-confidence. I'm going to actually lay out a specific self-confidence formula that anyone can use to raise their personal self-confidence. Who's okay with that? Right? Who could use a boost in self-confidence a little bit, right, by the way? Right? Like not an ego, not an arrogance, but a self-confidence. Because when you're more self-confident, you achieve more, you do more. You get up and run around on stage and do stuff that you used to wouldn't have done, right? Because you have a newfound self-confidence, Mr. Will Grimmer, right? Like you have a self-confidence about you that just having a self-confidence, does it attract people to you? Like who's trying to build teams, recruit people, build agencies, start franchise models, etc., right? Some of us. Okay, good. A decent amount. Your success attracts others. But you can't do that if you don't have self-confidence. Here's one of the things I want to share right out of the gate. I went to a conference called Bold, put on by Courageous Church in Springfield, Missouri. My buddy Derek, who's on our sales team, invited me to go. Never been to a men's conference. I didn't want to go. Thought it was kind of weird, but I went anyway. And I go, and there's this pastor there by the name of Bo Norman. He speaks all over the world. He speaks in Dubai, like everywhere. And he said one thing that I still think about every single day today that just stuck with me, if you know what I mean. Maybe it'll stick with you too. He said, you're just fitting in when you were truly called to stand out. I want that to sink in this morning as we're thinking about you being your best self. You having more self-confidence. You doing special stuff in the world. I want you to think about specifically, are you fitting in or are you standing out? And we're not doing it for the purpose of you, by the way, right? Like we're standing out to bring others in, to impact others, and to help others around the world. Like that's why this 8% is turning into a movement. Yes, it is. And we will be at 10,000 people at the main conference at 8%, no matter where it is in a few years. But I can tell you why? Because we're getting other people involved in the movement. It's not just about me, right? It ain't just about Pete, right? It ain't just about Tommy. It ain't just about Roger. It ain't just about John. It's about others and bring people together to help the collective stand out, to bring agents up so they can stand out. So if you would like to stand out with what you're doing, you'll love my message this morning. My first question for you is, I want you to ask yourself, what's truly possible? With everything you're doing in your life, Zach, what is truly possible? Like not what you're doing day to day, not where you're currently at, not the size of your current bank account, not the amount of people you've helped, not specifically what you're doing, but the question is, what is truly possible? And I ask that because I'm telling you, like we all have a lot more possibilities in us. It ties in my possibility index to start the day. You're going to keep hearing about decisions, ideas, possibilities, where this thing can go for you. I can tell you 6 years ago when I first put up a YouTube video that was absolutely terrible. It got 12 views and 4 more my mom. I can tell you I didn't expect everything that's going on. I did not expect the things that are happening today. I did not expect how incredibly blessed we are. I didn't expect that so many people will get behind a movement and support what we're doing. I didn't expect that I would actually get to speak over 100 times a year. Like I grew up watching my grandfather's a Baptist pastor. And I remember sitting like here and he's up there and I'm like, or we'd have camp meetings, revival and stuff. I'm like, man, I want to be up there one day. Like I want to speak. So when I'm writing down my goals every day, I'll share those in a little bit. I'm talking about how I want to impact an entire world through speaking and events. I don't know what you want to do, but what's truly possible for you? Take a second to think about that and write something down. What's truly possible for you? It's time for you to stand out. It's time for Brian to stop fitting in and to truly, and he's already standing out by the way, but to truly stand out. It's time to stand out. The question is, what's truly possible? Next question. What do you want your life to look like in just 10 years? I got started in the insurance industry a little over 10 years ago. What do you want your life to look like in just 10 years? Leslie Schofield, life can get really special, and it only takes a few years, 5 years, 6 years, even if it takes 10 years and you have the exact picture perfect life that you wanted, would you put up with 10 years of absolute whatever to end up where you wanted 10 years later? Because that's the opportunity we have in the insurance industry, by the way. We have the opportunity to do whatever we want, help whoever we want, impact whoever we want, and to achieve whatever financial success we want, simply by believing in ourselves, having self-confidence, and going through this thing like, dude, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I want my life to look like in 10 years. And I'm going to actually share with you how you can start to describe what your life looks like in 10 years. If you had to ask me 10 years ago, Cody, would this be going on today? Right? February 11th, 2022. You're in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, wherever the heck that is. And you got about 100 agents and advisors that are showing up that want to win at a higher level. You have got an entire team of amazing people who, even when we lose our entire pallet full of all of our equipment, all of our lights, all of our computers, all of our TVs, all of our backdrops, all of our mics, all of our speakers, they still figure out a way to put an event together. So give it up for them. Because what you really need for an event anyway is people. As long as you have people, who cares if we got to drape some 4-year-old banner over some trusses or whatever you call those on the back of a stage? Who cares? You just need people. You need a message. And you need to impact people in a positive way. So what could your life look like in just 10 years? How good could it get? And are you willing to do whatever it takes for the 10 years? Next question. Do you have a clear, definitive answer? I'm talking perfect picture, super clear, extreme definitive answer, Jessie Park, of where this thing can go. You ain't even heard from Jessie Park, but every single speaker's talked about her because she's a special woman headed to a special place in this industry. Why? Because she at least knows that her life's going to get really special the moment she starts getting really special. Right? Do we realize that for us to do big stuff, we've got to start to become a better, bigger version of ourselves? And some of you are sitting right there right now, and you're like, Cody, I don't even believe I can make a sale. Right? Let alone whatever else I want. Let alone do $12 million a month like John Wetmore. You're like, dude, I want to do $12. Or $1,200 or $12,000. But I can tell you, it's actually the same amount of work to do $120,000 a month as it is $12,000 a month. It's the same amount of work. Some of you are like, I don't agree with that. Okay, I'm telling you, it's the same amount of work. And that doesn't mean that you had to sell the other $108,000, by the way. Like, we're wasting time every single day. Imagine what we could be doing, right? So do you have a clear, definitive answer of where your life's going to get, where your life's going to be, where you want to go? Most can't say yes. And mine isn't perfectly, totally, 100% crystal clear yet either. If you love this video, you know I got another one that you're going to love. I got a video just to your right here. Click on that. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. And I'll see you there. Hey, we normally don't show you this. Okay, I'm about to show you some behind the scenes footage of our Rising Star training that we do every single week. Okay, so we get a lot of questions about this.